Hey truth seekers, welcome back to our channel as we peel the veil from George and Amal Clooney 2.0, aka Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Welcome ladies and gentlemen to another exciting episode of Let Us Look. We're making revelations first. The speed agency Harriet put on this PR campaign. I am serious, these bastards are within 3 percentage points from pigeons at this stag. Get current method. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our channel where once again we are prepared to literally hit you with news faster than the Sussex side, like their very own royal blitzkrieg. For the show that is Sussex, it has been more mind-boggling than a ride at Alton Towers, and this red herring appears set to come to an end. This, however, might not be the end that feels like you are finishing on a high and stepping off with joy, but perhaps more along the lines of reaching its closing scenes, where when it finally happens then you breathe a sigh of factually that it's over whilst inwardly questioning, why did I choose to put myself through this in the first place? But before we dive into this whirlpool of revelation, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications if you haven't already. Be sure to brace yourself for the upcoming brain-blasting content. I've been reporting on celebrity drama longer than Harry's fabulous beard has had time to grow, and trust me, I have never seen such a fall from grace. It's like watching a slow-motion car crash where the car is a multi-million-dollar Netflix deal and their relevancy plummeting down. The Sussexes, timing, fish and bikes. Let's dissipate with Meghan debuts her luxury lifestyle brand, and dash off a letter to the Copyright Office about that name, American Riviera Orchard. It sounds as if it's echoing over a PA at TJ Maxx that has just found some stock on clearance, while Prince William attempts to honor his mother. Sophisticated move, Megs, quite the pick. Oh, and the product launch at the time of Kate's return to visiting a public engagement post-cancer treatment. Really now? Sounds like they are not even really trying to hide their agenda. The transparency is next to Harry's hairline levels. The twist? Jenny Bond, bless her heart, bravely tries to cut the national chav some slack with this book. Oh sweet Jenny, have you been asleep at the wheel all these years? It has continued to show that, nope, this is not them above these actions. Smaller than that sometimes. Adj. They are too small to the point where they would a stepladder to get up that high. Jenny, the last of us to arrive, by only 59 post-lunch minutes, finally laid it out there. The royal family meanwhile continue to restore their near-mythical status as news event by news inquiry deal crumbles. This has to sting more than one of Meghan's raw beat stings from that crazy expensive honey pot. Okay, time off from that fantasy, and let's be honest for a second, the Sussexes are losing their shine faster than you can say United Voices of Windsor. The royal family is not only consuming the news cycle, they are controlling it like someone ordered them to. And the truth shall be, it really is just that. For example, think about the latest Taylor Swift concert. And William, George and Charlotte are living their richest lives taking selfies with T Swizzle herself. It was the public relations dream come true for the royals. But where the hell are Harry and Meghan? More likely they are sitting at home aimlessly swiping on their phones trying to figure out why Taylor is not responding. Exactly. Oh, wait, that was before Meghan and she got smacked harder than a shatdown at the end of an open bar? Surely, poor old Meghan thought she could simply write a note and convince the biggest pop star in the world to come on her podcast. Grandiosity beyond measure. But we mustn't forget the difference between William at one Swift concert and Harry during a Beyoncé performance. William dances royally, just being silly. Harry, meanwhile, looked downright underwhelmed. He was more akin to a wet weekend in Bognor Regis. This is joy by way of one watching a before and after comp ad, William as the after, Harry as the before. You can now hear Myra on the podcast, on air, detailing all things royal, or follow her on Instagram with Studio Britneycomb. You really must listen to secret societies. And what did they do? In a flash, faster even than Megxit, they tossed it all aside. I'm not saying that life inside the royal family is all tea and crumpets, I presume it's very difficult. However, they did present a platform // a means for influence. They had a chance to drive real change, and this is what they went with? Whiny interviews and memoirs that are too carefully crafted to sound like an entry from a diary. With the authenticity of counterfeit money, and a lifestyle brand. And about that brand, even if it is for a moment. American Riviera Orchard. No, but for real, that reads like a fevered AI conceived in the womb of someone who exists upon nothing but goop and Real Housewives. What's on the horizon, Meghan? An assembly of crowns made from recycled avocado toast? But that's not the real kicker. As Harry and Meghan aim to convince us they still matter, the real royals are busying themselves with important enterprises. William takes on homelessness, Kate raises awareness for early childhood development, and Charles makes lots of noise about climate change. What about the Sussexes? Trying to sell us overpriced preserves and complaining about the hardships living in their multi-million-dollar homestead. Almost as if they live in slightly bizarro world and everyone is genuinely interested in all of their whims. We are not Meghan and Harry, newsflash. Leave us to pay excruciating attention off seeing William dance at Taylor Swift concert or gush over the latest snaps of Louis being adorably naughty. Oh, and the whole debacle of Netflix, play Tesla tape they promised game-changing material. A candid look at their world. What was delivered? Or a documentary about how exciting it is to watch paint dry. Antiques Roadshow. Additional upset arose from this episode, but the real thing that annoys me is this. Real men have too much pride to play this victim mentality. Every obstacle is blamed on racism and the media, such as that awful establishment. I have never, not ever once considered to blame it on themselves. It was like seeing a 30 or in some cases, you not, yes your eyes are reading the size of this guffaw correctly. Minus 40-year-old throw their toys out of the pram because they couldn't get ice cream for dinner. Well, except in this situation those people are asking for endless congratulations and well wishes instead of a scoopful of ice cream. But Harry. Let us take a moment to think about Harry. Oh, Harry. Kind-hearted ginger Harry. Since when you were in the hands of those brothers, what did they do to you, bro? You used to be the funny one, the friendly one. The guy who would come to a Halloween party in Nazi garb. Maybe not your finest hour, but the point is there. Now, you just look like a puppet on strings being played by Meghan. Did you watch his last few interviews? He seems almost as uncomfortable as a vegan at a barbecue. Every other month he seems to be looking nervously over his shoulder and might say the wrong thing himself, set off a trigger in a, quite cringeworthy really. Meghan, oh Meghan. You stormed in like a hurricane to this family promising that you'd stir things up. And shake things up you did. From the throne straight to mediocrity. It would be like watching a masterclass in how to squander goodwill and scorch earth. Yet the real tragedy is even worse. They could have made a real difference. They might have helped to open the old monarchy out, these women of substance and style straddling a change that was necessary but brutal in 20th century England. Now they have become a warning of the perils that come when you begin to believe your own press and stray too far from where it all began. Worst of all, you get the feeling that they are completely unaware of just how far down this goes. They keep making announcements, starting podcasts, and pretending they are still inner circle royals. It is as if someone had crashed a party insisting that their name must be on the guest list somewhere. The real royals, meanwhile, carry on doing the job they do day in and day out. Just taking care of business with no excuses and no drama. And you know what? People admire that. They value it. Anything to do with Meghan being at the top of their news feed bores them. They'd much rather read about Kate popping up for one of her charity appearances. What next for the Sussexes? And my bet, because I am a betting man, is that the solution will be one of increasingly desperate efforts to remain relevant. There would be more contrived announcements, more tell-all interviews, and maybe even if we're unlucky a reality show. They reach for the spotlight, but the harder they grasp at it, the more that light escapes. Like water, the harder they try to hold on, and it slips through their fingers. But the royals, well, they will be a stiff upper lip and get on with it like they always do. As they have suffered acrimonious disagreements, having been subject to more internecine feuds than one people has a right to endure in the course of its 1,000-year history. With time, Harry and Meghan will be little more info than a strange blot on the historical record of this great British institution. That is the end of the Sussex saga, a story of hubris, calamities and waning relevance, not quite tragedy or comedy yet certainly morality play. It is a reminder that fame is ephemeral, actions have consequences, and no matter how high you climb up the hill one can come crashing down. Harry and Meghan, on the other hand, are reaping what they have sown. As best I can tell, that is a California king-size bed of nails for ya, correct? Harry and Meghan, fun time is over, the party lights are off and everyone else has gone home. You have reveled in the spotlight, now step aside, true royals, and perform your service. Your reaction to this development? Give us your opinion in the comments below and stay tuned with the Bulletin Time for more interesting stories, news babbles, and High School to Thursday adult drama. Make sure to keep up with the latest in royal family news by following Fuyo. Thank you for tuning in. More royal news to follow. Goodbye for now.